Bernard, what's the mood right now in Kano State?
Well, like you can see behind me, movement has has commenced or resumed, if you like. You would have liked to say it's the morning after, but it doesn't exactly feel like the morning after. It feels like we're still on election day. There is vehicular and human movement, but very light around Sabongeri, where we currently are. There still is security presence. In front of me, I'm looking directly at 3 army officials who are seated with weapons, just ensuring that there is safety along the streets of Kano. Although one would have expected that certain results would have started coming out, that's not the case. I overheard Ni talking about the challenges of collating and moving results. The same thing is happening here in Kano, and it's not far-fetched. Understand that Kano is the state with the second largest number of registered voters that probably went to the polls. Only Lagos has more numbers. Lagos had about 9 million voters. Kano had over 5 million registered voters. So you can imagine how difficult that would have been. We were at INEC office up until midnight yesterday, and the results had not even started coming in from the local government offices. Just like Ni stated, here in Kano as well, there were places where they had to, continue voting up until late in the night, not because the materials didn't come on time, but probably because there were more people than the INEC ad hoc staff could cater for us at that time. So voting lingered on late into the night. As a matter of fact, there was one case where we were told that the voters held the INEC staff, will I say to hostage? Maybe those words are a bit too harsh. Just held them down, basically ensuring that they finished counting and they finished sending their results before they would let them go. The unfortunate thing there was that INEC portal was having issues, so they found it difficult to send the results back to INEC office here. And of course, as you would expect, the voters did not let the INEC staff leave. They had to ensure that they were there until the results were moved. So that's the situation on ground right now. There's not much happening in INEC office. They're still waiting for some of the results, or most of the results, to come in from the local government offices. And might I add here that there are 44 local governments in Kano State. So you can imagine how much of a challenge that would be.
All right, Bennett, could you please help us clarify this? So there was a large voter turnout as of yesterday in Kano State, but some of the INEC officials arrived late. What was done to remedy that problem? In some parts of Lagos, the voting will continue this morning, but is it the same in Kano State?
It looks like in some parts of Nigeria, voting will spill over to today. Do we have cases of that also in Kano State?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't think there's any polling unit here in Kano where voting would have to spill over till today, Sunday. But of course, other electoral processes, that's post-voting processes, will still continue. Collation of results, and then counting, calculation, computation, before eventually moving them to INEC office from the various, as I mentioned earlier, from the various 44 local government areas in Kano. Remember again that Kano is a big state with over 5 million voters. So I would like to believe that voting was concluded even up till late hours of yesterday. But there will be, I doubt if there's any place where voting spilled over today, but other processes will be moved further to the INEC office this morning, definitely. So it's a continuous process. Even though voting ends, everything else will continue until eventually they have all the results that they require and that are ready to be moved to the capital, Abuja.
All right, thank you so much, Bennett, for that. We really appreciate your time, and do stay safe.